Hi there. I thought I would do another video because they're so easy to do, and I wanted to show my latest batch, which I was able to do over the weekend. I was lucky enough to have my husband runs some interference with the kids, so I got a lot of stuff done. I learned a few things again. I was experimenting a lot again. And one of the things that I learned is if you've got a lot of different things you want to try, do them in smaller batches. I made one large batch of resin, and a lot of it started to harden sooner along than I would have liked. So I think some of these things aren't going to be as nice as I would have liked, but that's okay. I learned that lesson, and I won't make that mistake again. So I'll show you some of the things that I made. I actually have not taken any of them out of the molds. I thought I'd do that in the process so you could see that happening. Okay, so the first thing I did was I made some more steampunk elements. These I mixed with a couple of these, no, all of these I mixed with eyeshadow. So I had this, oh, the light is not good here, I'm sorry. I had this bronze eyeshadow, so that's what I made this out of. I should have a little hole in the middle there, which is not appearing, so I'm hoping I can just, you know, puncture that. These are still kind of flexible. They're not done curing. They are hard enough to come out of the molds, but they still have a little bit to go, plus it's very thin. But otherwise, I think that turned out pretty nice. Here are some more. These are made out of eyeshadow again. Sorry, I'm pausing to look at them as I'm pulling them out. They look pretty good. They're sparkly because they are eyeshadow, but I think that's okay. I mean, I think it sort of adds a nice element to it. Here's a couple more. These are my Whisper Fairy. This is my Whisper Fairy mold. Oh, the other one was too. Yeah, so those look pretty nice. I did more with the bronze. This is an Ann Pavelka Steampunk Elements sheet, texture sheet. This is the Innie for polymer clay. I wasn't sure any of these would actually work, but I wanted to try it. So let's see if they come out, how they come out. Not so great, it's bending a little bit. Well, it's okay. I mean, again, these are very delicate elements, and they would take a lot of cleaning up. A lot of that had to do with pouring. I tried to control the pouring a lot better this time, and in some ways it worked, in some ways it didn't. But it's not too bad. Let's get this guy out, this arrow. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Alright, I'll get the rest of those out later. Actually, hold on, I want to try this real big one. This sort of half watch. Oh, tricky, tricky, tricky. Getting it off of here. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Hopefully, there we go. It's not too bad. Oops, can't even see it. Okay, so that is some of the stuff that I did. I'll get the rest of that off later. A not so great success. This was a double pour. I'm actually not even sure I'm going to be able to get these out. Oh, there they go. There goes one of them. Oh, there goes the other one. Okay, great. So I had gotten some new stickers. I got this holographic sticker, this Pokemon. And I wanted to see if it would still be able to work that way as a holographic sticker in the resin, and you know what? It doesn't appear to. That's too bad. Plus there's a massive bubble there. You know what? I am not doing good with this sort of resin. I really have to work on these. Here was another kind of sticker that I bought. This one actually has water in it, you can see, which that still works just fine. The only problem was this was such a thick sticker, and it kept rising up in the back, and it kept moving So I'll have to rethink that one too, whether that's going to work. And the glitter went to the front. I mean, that's okay. These were experiments. Excuse me. Here's some more. This is another Martha Stewart mold that I had. I decided to get the letters, and I am glad I did, because I'm telling you, that looks awesome. Hopefully you can see that. Just made a few, but I'm planning on making a whole lot more of these. I made these also out of polymer clay. I used this with polymer clay, and none of them, the polymer clay does not look as nearly as awesome as this. This I did again. I just mixed some glitter. This is like the butterfly I made in the last video. I just mixed some glitter with some clear resin and got these, and they look great. So yay. Okay, here are some white ones that I did. I decided to do a Hello Kitty. These unfortunately were at the end of that batch, so they were getting the resin was getting a little hard at this point. Still, I'm telling you, look how perfect that looks. It looks incredible. I just need to make sure I made another skull. I can paint these. So I will paint that that Hello Kitty today. Here's the My Melody. And here's how I know that I'm getting better at my pours. These are already so, I mean, they're hard. If you look at that first batch, some of them still can be bent a little bit, and that's not good. Here's a picture frame. This is also Martha Stewart. I wasn't sure how I would use this. I've got a couple ideas. Oh, that looks awesome. That looks awesome. I've got a couple of ideas of things I can do for this. I can maybe get a picture and put it here, and maybe I'd have to Mod Podge the picture, and maybe do some resin on here on the back of it, and even on the front, to sort of seal it in. I could, geez, I don't know. I've got to think about it. I just wanted to try it out and see if it worked, and it did. Finally, this is a chrysanthemum mold that I have from Miniature Sweet. This, I was at the very end of this resin at this point. It was already starting to not work well for me. And so I tried to pour a little bit of white on top just to fill in the rest of it. There's lots of bubbles here. I'm really not sure how it's going to look. But here we go. I've made these with polymer clay, and they never turned out as I had hoped they would. So my hope is and this I mixed with that pink flocking powder like I did before. And this is more or less what I was looking for all along. It's beautiful. There are a couple jaggedy bits from where I poured it badly. So I have to work on removing those. But otherwise, this is exactly what I wanted out of this. And these I will make into barrettes. So I will do that along the line. What I want to do now, yesterday I sanded several of my pieces, and now what I have to do is get a shine on them, and I read the best thing to do for that is to put a thin layer of resin on top. So I'm going to do that this week. Hopefully, I'd like to do it tonight, but we'll see. To make them shine, and then tomorrow I'll be able to look at them again and see if that did the trick. I'll talk about making them shine in another video, I think, not today. All right, thanks very much. Bye-bye.